Welcome back to another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. It's myself, Culturecams, episode 9. Almost hit a little landmark, man. Number 10 soon. Guys, suggest what you want me to do for number 10, actually. And we'll see if production have got the tools to get it done. Do you know what I mean? See if they got the paycheck to get it done. But let's get straight into it. It's kind of just a recap on what's going on this week, and it's been a bit of a strange week. It's been up and down. Obviously, as a United fan, it's been a terrible week. In fact, I mean, getting sent straight back to the Europa to listen to Hey, listen, it's not nice, but anything better than being an Arsenal fan, I guess. At 15th, or was it 16th? Oh, it was 15th. Brighton lost in it. The rivals. But, like, listen, I've seen a lot of stuff this week, and first and foremost, people need to start. What I don't like, is I don't even want to diss people. Do you know what I mean? I'm not here to diss people, but when your team lose, I'm seeing all this malarkey, all this rubbish that I'm seeing. I'm seeing guys making rap songs for their team losing games. I'm like, did you write that shit before the game, or did you write it straight? I'm confused. Were you prepared to lose? Because it's going crazy out here, man. This is why they hate us on the YouTube community, because it looks like we're capitalizing off our team's losses. But hey, trust me, you won't see me doing no rap songs and none of that. Unless somebody can get Jay-Z in the booth, I'll do a rap song. But if not, you ain't see me do no rap songs at all. Trust me. That's that fan base over there, innit? I ain't gonna say no names. They know who they are, do you know what I mean? So, hey, if the shoe fits, you know them ones. If the shoe fits. But anyway, let's get into it. So, the first thing I saw this week was, not the first thing I thought would be interesting to talk about is Andy Gray. Andy Gray was talking with Richard Keys, I believe it was, and they were speaking to some random presenter. Free them two, by the way. Actually, they got done for a bit of sexism and stuff. So I don't know. I feel like I'm a bit bad man by saying that. But hey, I miss them. Anyway, their commentary is lit. I can't lie. Their commentary is lit. But anyway, Andy Gray, he was speaking with Richard Keys, and they spoke about Messi, basically. And they said, what would be a better signing for Man City? It was, what would be a better signing for Man City? Jack Grealish or Messi? I don't like that they threw my boy in the mix. You know what I mean? I don't like that they threw my boy in the mix, because that's what's going to lead to people start saying he's overrated, blah, blah, blah. Anyone that knows ball knows what Jack Grealish is about, man. You know what Jack Grealish is about. So in terms of saying overrated or anything like that, it really depends. But Andy Gray and Richard Keys said they'll take Grealish. The other guy said they'll take Messi. And people went crazy over it. People saying they'll rather a 40-year-old Messi. Have they seen Messi lately? But let me not get into that. But they'll say they'll take a 40-year-old Messi, blah, 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 over Grealish. But it's pretty simple what the guy was trying to say. Like, they said the same thing about Sterling and Mane, I think it was last season. Would you rather 7 years of Jack Grealish, Sterling, Mane, whoever, or 1 year of a 35-year-old Messi? It's basically what they were trying to allude to. Throwing Grealish in the mix made it look like they're basically saying Grealish is better than Messi. Listen, Grealish is not better than Messi, and he will never be better than Messi in his life. But it doesn't mean that if you're trying to build 6-year plan, if I want a 6-year plan, I'll take him as well. Like, it's common sense. 1 year of a player or 6 years of a player. I'm taking the 6 years. You get me? If you want to take the 1 year, maybe try and go for the Champions League and stuff, I understand. Then take Messi. Maybe he'll go win you a Champions League. Maybe. That's no guarantee. I mean, have you seen what's going on out there at the moment? But who knows? Give a guy £1 million a week to not win you the Champions. Debatable. I don't know about that. But that for me, that's all it was. I mean, people went crazy about it, and it started becoming a thing about our players in this country overrated and stuff. But as I've always said, I've said it many times, if anyone watches Stoppage Time TV or anything like that, it really just depends on what sources you're taking, like where you're going for information, because anywhere you look, you can find a player's overrated, or in his country, he's overhyped. Let's not forget when man like Ilar Mendy up in Spain was the next Alonso, or when Canales was the next Guti, or when this person, let's not forget about all them flops. You know what I mean? Them guys that didn't live up to it, but they only think about the Jack Rodwells and stuff. You get me? That's all they think about. But we don't think about all these guys that flopped in these other countries who were hyped as the next this, next that. How many next Pelés have there been? Next Ronaldinhos? I've seen many. I remember when Anderson, he won a couple Premier Leagues at the Prem in the Premier United, but he was meant to be the next Ronaldinho. Apparently, he came and he became a workman. He was a workhorse. Yeah, I mean, like, he was literally just there to battle and shit. So I don't know, man. I think people throw the overrated thing on English players a little bit too much, just because the sources that we're taking, of course, a Daily Mail, a Sun, a Mirror, whoever are gonna overhype English players because this is the country that you're in. As I said, go to these other countries, you'll probably see the same. If anyone reads Marca or L'Equipe or L'Equipe or what's that thing? Get France Football News. They hype their players like mad. And not all of them live up to the expectation. Like, let's be real. So I think it's a bit of a harsh thing that's thrown on English players because at the same time, sometimes because they're English, they're underrated. It's like it goes 50-50. A good example is people, I'm sure if you talk about Scholes and a Pirlo, they'll say Pirlo clears him, but I don't think that's true. Personally, I don't think that's true at all. But I think it's just because of the English thing, you kind of underrate him. But anyway, back to Lionel Messi. Yesterday was the game. Barcelona v Juventus, Messi v Ronaldo, pension edition. Goats, but hey, listen, goats that are ready to be made into curry goat, bruv. Into yeah, I mean, they were ready to be eaten. But it was a battle of them two. Everyone got their debates about the goats and who's the best, who's this, who's that. Ronaldo obviously scored 2 goals. Barcelona got washed, but it was 2 penalties. Nothing was really that exciting. Everyone can think about who's the GOAT in their own right. For me, it's a difficult one. For me, I think Ronaldo's the GOAT. I think he'll leave a greater legacy on the game. That's how I see it. That Messi, but that doesn't take away anything from Messi. Messi's, if you're talking about footballing abilities, the best player that I've ever seen. But for me, the achievements that he's done in different countries and winning with his Ronaldo's got like a story about him. I've always said, like, if you could watch a 10-piece documentary like what they did about Michael Jordan about any footballer, I'd watch it about Ronaldo. That's the one that I would watch. I don't want to watch Messi just do up Camp Nou every single day and chill with Xavi and Iniesta. I don't want to watch that. I want to see Ronaldo step up. He's got a story from a young boy at Sporting through to Manchester United. Dad died, came through, became the best player in the world at United, went to Real Madrid, was getting slumped by Barcelona, overcome that, won 4 Champions Leagues, 3 on the trot, goes to his country, wins with his... I think his story is different. Like, if you're talking about mentality, hard work, proper story, Messi's just be, glorious, all year round, except when he's at Argentina. So, for me, Ronaldo's the guy. I think he'll leave a greater legacy than what's his name, by Messi. But Messi's obviously a different level. But at the moment, it looks like they're drowning out there, man. Like, I've said it before. The times where people will say, when Messi is the main man, their teams haven't succeeded. And I don't mean Messi's always the main man, always. But there was always a great nucleus, of course. The times when Messi hasn't had a great nucleus, without the Xavis and Iniesta, don't forget, Xavi and Iniesta dominated the world. And Busquets, all of them, they dominated the world. They went to Spain, killed it, 3 tournaments in a row. When Messi, then obviously Barcelona went for the MSN route. But when Messi hasn't had them tools, it's always been a bit of a struggle. And it's a fact. Argentina, it's a struggle. He hasn't delivered for them. Barcelona now, he wants to get up out of there. They're looking at the worst they've ever been. I mean, maybe I should say when Messi's been captain, it's always gone wrong, because Argentina, he's captain, it's bust. Barcelona, he's captain, it's bust. Listen, guys, as I said, proofs in the puds at the end of the day. You know, it will make people mad, but I don't care. So we'll move on from that one. Obviously, Inter Milan, they played today. When's this getting released? Tomorrow. All right, Inter Milan, they played today. And it leads to questions. First and foremost, Antonio Conte, is he on fraud watch? If these lights could turn red, they could turn red. I would have been flashing them right now. If he's is he on fraud watch? Because, I mean, yeah, okay, he won titles at Inter Milan. At Juventus. You got to give him credit for that. At the same time, people like to downplay trophies in Italy. They really do. But I'll give him that because I'm not one of them ones. He did well. I think he even done an unbeaten season. Yeah, he did unbeaten season. So credit to him. Allegri took that team, went a bit further in the Champions League as well. Lost to the two GOATs, actually. The only way to stop Allegri's Juventus was by Cristiano Ronaldo and by Messi. Those two teams. So credit to him for doing that. But anyway, back to Conte. Now, we look at his Champions League record. He is, honestly, he's worse in Europe than Wenger. He's worse in Europe than Wenger. I mean, it's like, that's a hard thing to do. Like, in all honesty, like, you look at his record. I'm going to read out his record because, you know me, I always bring a stat to back up my claims. And I'm not saying he's a fraud. It depends. I'm just presenting it to you for you to think about it. Conte's managed Juventus, Chelsea, and Inter. And his record in Champions League: wins 12, draws 11, losses 11. Conte's nearly lost as many games in Champions League than he's won. Poor. And they just got sent home again. They got sent down to the Europa League last season. They didn't win it. They got sent, now they've been sent home. I mean, it's doom and gloom over at United, but you got them boys over there getting sent home. Pooh. I mean, what do you expect? You signed Ashley Young, Lukaku, and Darmian. Like, you can have, yeah, and Sanchez. You can have our rejects, and they'll take you even further. They'll make you even worse. So, I like Young though. I shout at Young, man. That's my guy. But Lukaku, this is what they always say, right? He's tried. I'm not gonna lie. He's tried. I'm not gonna kill him, but Sanchez had a header. And it's just very typical Lukaku, just to be offside, not reacting, not sharp, just cannoning off his beanhead. You know what I mean? That could have been it. That could have been Inter in the Champions League. So when people talk about Lukaku not being clutch and stuff, proof's in the puds at the end of the day. And I'm really sorry about that. But let me know, is Conte on fraud watch? Because I just read out the record, man. Wins 12, draws 11, losses 11 in the Champions League. Won a title at Chelsea, very good. But they didn't play Champions League football that season. They had a free hit. He had a squad. He inherited a good squad, let's not lie. Signed Conte on top of that, who was the best in his position at that time. I mean, they had a free walk to the title pretty much. He walked it and they smoked it and he did well. But then what happened the next season? He won a little FA Cup, got up out of there. It always feels like Conte is one moment of just saying, you know what, I'm done, I'm leaving. He's like Jose Light. That's what he's like. Jose Light. You know what I mean? He's as volatile and crazy, but Jose has the big ones. Conte ain't got the big ones. He ain't got the big ones. So I don't know what to say about that, but I'll leave that for you guys. Is Conte on fraud watch? And don't listen, no one try and spin my words and say that I said he's a fraud. I said he's on fraud watch. I'm asking you. So I'll move on from that. Where am I? Okay. So the thing that's been going on though, like, obviously there's been the talks about Millwall not like booing and all that type of stuff. And as I said, I commented on 360 when they posted, Google search is killing humanity. Google search is killing humanity. All this Marxism, listen, you guys don't have a clue, man. Like, honestly, just saying anything to sound smart. Troy Deeney said it as well. Like, people on there, like, I see some people in the comments, they don't have a clue, honestly. Like, you can say anything. You can search anything to back up one of you. I remember when I used to sit on the computer and, like, watch the Illuminati. And I used to think everything's Illuminati. Like, anything you want to feed your mind into, Google will help you. If I've got a cough and I search, got a cough, does that mean I have cancer? They will tell me yes. Google will tell me I've got cancer. Like, I will go around telling people I've got cancer. Oh my God, I got this, I got HIV. Like, because I got a cough. That is what Google can do, and people need to get off this. It's killing humanity. I'm telling you now, if I want to search right now, if I believe the 9/11 was set up, I can find so much evidence. I don't know if it's evidence. They're just going to feed my brain to be like, yeah, and go around telling people, what? Oh, this guy took out his insurance a day before the bombings. You know what I mean? Like, you can do it and you can go around spreading these things. But at the end of the day, it's simple as Black Lives Matter, right? They are fighting for equality. You think these players are kneeling? You think Raheem Sterling, Rashford, all these people are kneeling because of they want Black Lives Matter to be some political party, and just stop being stupid. Honestly, it's just brain is senseless sometimes when I see what people are saying. Simple as Black Lives Matter. They want Black lives to be as equal as white lives or all lives or whatever. So until Black lives matter, then all lives won't matter. So all of this type of stuff like, oh, we support kick it out. And what's kick it out on these companies done for anything? They don't nothing. I was seeing man up on the Anton Ferdinand documentary. What do they do? They ain't done nothing. They don't do nothing. Rio called them out. So I was laughing when I saw them on Anton's documentary. That was funny to me. But hey, I ain't going to go into that because at least they're trying to do a good thing. But maybe the FA needs to fund them more. I don't know. But it leads to what happened in the PSG Istanbul game. And shout out Demba Ba and all of them man there. What's that guy's name? Webbo. Webbo was the one that was. So was he a PSG assistant or was he a Istanbul assistant? Okay, so look, the situation with this one is okay, the guy said you're so he was trying to point him out and he said the black guy. The first let's just pause right there first of all, yeah, because the guy was about 3 yards away from him. You could have just pointed. You could have just said it's him over there. Like, I don't know why you had to describe him as the black guy. It's just pointless. People are going to say, well, obviously he is black. One thing that people need to stop doing, and I'm going to have to say white people, one thing white people need to stop doing is trying to police how black people should take racism or how they should feel offended to these type of issues. You don't understand. You won't ever have a clue. So stop trying to police or chime in with your 2 pence on how somebody should react to something like that. You don't have a clue. Nowhere in the world, well, unless you go to Africa and all these places, in the Western world, white people will never be the minority. So stop trying to act like, you know what I mean? Stop trying to put your toe in the waters of, you know what I mean? Just stay out of it. Just stay out of it. You know what I mean? And what I love to see the other day is that everyone was behind it. Istanbul, Tuchel. My eyes are on you because I saw Tuchel wanted that game to continue, but hey, your time's coming. You're gonna get sacked soon anyway. So, like, I love how everyone was kind of behind it. You know what I mean? That's what I love. Everyone was behind it, and everyone was just like, "This ain't right." Do you know what I mean? And I saw white players going hard as well. Obviously, Demba Ba was going hard, but my thing is, like, as I said, I was saying before off camera, I went to a school in year 9. I went to a school. An all boys school. I was one of the only black guys there. I was there for a year. I had to get up out of there, man, because it was mad. So I was there for a year. The amount of times that people would describe me as the black guy, or I don't know, I might throw a rubber in the class. Who did it? Well, it was the black guy. Whatever. I'm like, brother, like, yeah, bro. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, man. That's why I learned how to swing. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm not gonna lie to you because that school, it was crazy. But honestly, like, you don't know how it can make people feel uncomfortable just being described like that. And look, the reason why people are going to make it like, oh, why is it every single week we're talking about racism now? It's just because now, 1, people have a platform, and 2, people are fed up and have now the confidence to speak out. These are things that would have been pushed on the radar. I'm sure this Lino, if he's just no hesitation went and said this black guy, he would have probably said it a million times. First and foremost, there's always crowds, so nobody probably would have heard it, anything like that. Or people just let it slide, but now people ain't having enough, and it's making white people uncomfortable. All of this stuff that's coming out, and we're highlighting this, it's making white people uncomfortable. And that's why now they're starting to push back and be like, oh no, Marxism, and bro, we don't care about all of that. Do you know what I mean? We don't care about all of that. Until the governing bodies and stuff actually make action, get used to seeing the knee, get used to seeing all these solid people linking arms and all that stuff. Get used to it. Shout out them guys at QPR who knelt in front of the Millwall fans as well. But until there's actual change, and of course it's not change only in the sport, it's in the world. Until there's change, get used to it, man. You're gonna feel uncomfortable a lot. You're gonna feel very uncomfortable. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but that goes back to the media now. Let's go to the media. John Barnes. Let's start with him. I ain't gonna say any profound words on here. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I don't know when he became, what is he, the UK Dr. Umar? Like, when did he become the spokesman, bro? When did John Barnes become, hold on, first and foremost, weren't they throwing bananas at John Barnes' head or something? They were throwing it at him, right? He knows what it's like to experience racism. So I don't see when he just became a tap dancer. I don't know when this happened, when this transition happened. Like I watched his documentary. He was going hard. He jumped in the media. Maybe the money's drying. Maybe he needs a bit of bread from the white companies. That he's just now just twerking for them. I don't get it. Like he come out, he's defending. And when you're a black person in the public light like that, you're defending, right? And you're defending racist remarks or what's the word? Unconscious bias or whatever. You're enabling white people or people that have of different race to be like, yeah, do you know what? If a black guy said it, he's right. That's right. No. Like him trying to dispel everything. So what does John Barnes' outcome want it to be? He wants everyone to be like, oh, oh, we overrated it. Oh, we overreacted, guys. Oh, John Barnes told us. Let's get back to playing. That's not how it works. Things won't change unless this unconscious bias is made obvious or the subtle racism is pushed to the forefront. Don't need people like John Barnes coming out the woodworks only when there's racist remarks. I don't even know what his takes on football is. I don't even know what his takes on football is. I don't even know if he thinks he's going to win the league. All I know is he just jumps out when it's time to suppress black people when we're outraged or when we're fuming. I don't know what type of guy that is, man. Imagine that. That's someone's uncle. That's someone's probably somebody's granddad by now. Like, honestly, man, I would have wanted to talk about him like one of the, black pioneers in the game because he is in the UK, but I just can't respect that, man. Honestly, I just can't. But as I said, shout out to them guys for all walking off as well. And it goes back to, I saw Micah Richards was getting heat as well. And I like Micah Richards. I think he's in a position where he was put on the spot, right? Because he's the only black guy in the studio. I think in a situation like that, personally, I would have just said, I don't know what was said, but whatever happened, it must have been really serious for them to react like that. Nip it in the bud, move on. You know what I mean? Just take it and move on. Of course, when you're in the moment, he probably doesn't want to create division. That's probably what it is. He doesn't want to create division by saying, oh, no, they're racist. But he doesn't want the headlines, probably. But all it kind of sounded like is he was kind of just, what's the word? Being half-hearted about it. You know what I mean? He didn't really have an opinion. I don't really know what his overall opinion on it was. And it just came out a bit like waffle. A bit. And it's a shame. He got killed for it, but the thing is, I'm not here to defend him, but he's been good in some instances. I remember there was one time he was at Etihad Stadium, I think it was. He spoke well. So I think people are calling him coon this, coon that, but I think that's a bit short memory, man. I've seen a few things that he's done well in regards to talking about black issues. And I remember he said that he would love to just meet a white person and be like, why do you hate us? I remember that speech. So people need to kind of allow him on that instance. But he did. Yesterday was a bit of a howler. It was a bit of a howler. But it happens. I mean, in live moments, it was a bit of a howler. But again, I kind of don't even like how, I don't know. I just felt uncomfortable when I was watching it. It kind of just felt like, let's just put all the lights on the black guy that we have in the studio. All sit back and just watch him spit. You know what I mean? Like I just don't like how this stuff happened, and that's why I keep saying, come to the black companies. We don't be airing out like that. We be talking properly. But that's a whole nother issue. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to get into that. I've already said enough on that. So listen. Last thing is I want to give a shout out to, because I saw somebody actually commented on it. I want to give a shout out to Benzema and his question. I always give you guys a question. I've spoken about Harry Kane recently. I've spoken about Lewandowski. I've spoken about Haaland. But where does Benzema rank in terms of his generation strikers? Is he underrated? Because in a way, he's one of the most underrated strikers, I think, that I can remember. Like, you never really talk about him as the best, but he's always been there. He's always winning trophies, first of all. He gets good numbers. All this playmaker 9, all this rubbish. He was one of the, I wouldn't say pioneers, that's a bit too far, but he was one of the guys that really made it go to different heights, basically, should I say, when he was playing with Ronaldo. And even now, And he scored today, right? Benzema scored 2 goals today in a big clutch game. If only Lukaku could have done the same. But, not even Lukaku, if only Rashford, if only Martial could have done it against PSG. But, hey, we move from that. But, yeah, where does he rank in terms of not even underrated, where does he rank in terms of the best strikers of his generation? Because I think he's really got to be up there. When you look at his CV and what he's done, France has let him down a little bit, obviously, because he got banned. I don't know what happened. What was he doing? He was patting in Valbuena. Valbuena started snitching and that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Benzema's from the trenches, man. Like, he ain't one to play with. But something about his boy was extorting Valbuena, and Valbuena was crying about it and snitched. So, whatever that happened, I think that's actually hurt his legacy a little bit because he hasn't got anything to kind of go back on. He wasn't really that good for France either, but I think that's hurt his legacy just a little bit. But again, that's the question I'm going to ask people and leave people. Where does Benzema rank in terms of the best strikers of his generation? So I'm going to leave that. And another question, Wayne Rooney or Benzema? Because I've asked this question before. Who's the better striker? Wayne Rooney or Benzema? That's one I want answered. So listen, guys, this is another episode of Don't Shoot the Messenger. It's episode 9. As I said before, episode 10, also put your suggestions of what you want to hear or what you want to see or maybe what you want me to talk about. Let's make production work hard. You know what I mean? They got a week to work hard. You know what I mean? But hey, listen, as I said, if it makes you mad, it makes you mad. I'm out.
We'll be addressing Man United on stoppage.